Content warning. The stories and themes shared throughout this podcast may contain themes that can be distressing for you. If needed, please pause and do what you need to do to take care of yourself. If needed, please reach out to a mental health professional for support.
Welcome back to another episode of Resilient AF with Blair and Alana. And this time, Alana is here.
I'm back.
Where have you been?
I have been a lot of places, mostly horizontal. The couch, the bed,
Okay, all the coaches.
all the couches.
We'll talk about that in a second, but for those of you watching, you may notice the book is in a crystal stand. And I found a box of our dead mom's stuff that I haven't unpacked. And our mom died, what, 4.5 years ago?
Yeah.
And like unpacking her shit just like triggers me. But I found a box and I was looking for stuff for a music festival and I started unwrapping things. And what better use for a crystal napkin holder than a book holder?
Nothing like wedding gifts from the 80s.
Oh man. Okay, Alana, let's just do a check-in. How's your health? Because we know on the show we talk about our endo.
Yeah.
And like yours has been significantly worse than mine in presenting in like crazy pain, vomits, other.
All the things.
Okay, let's talk about it. How's your health? What's been going on?
Well, I know that if people listened to the solo episode with Blair, they would have heard my brief update. But that was like not even a week post-op. So um, here I am. I am 5 weeks and 1 day post-surgery to explore and excise any endometriosis. We'll find out if what they did excise is an endo, in fact, endo next week when I have my appointment. So yeah, my health right now is okay. All of the big feelings in my body, I think are surgery and healing related. I think when you live with chronic illness or chronic health issues, you're extra attuned to everything in your body. And so I think in this healing journey, I have been feeling everything. That being said, I am back at work. I've been back now. This is my third week back. And the way I modify is when I am doing paperwork or charting or anything like that, I keep my feet up and I'm
Mm-hmm.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Because sitting upright without being able to move my body still hurts because I think have been overcompensating in my back. But I have my 6 week post-op appointment next week, and my hope is I can go back to Pilates August 3rd.
Yeah, like what's life been like without Pilates for you, for your mental health? Because that's a huge thing for you, like not just your physical strength, but like you
Yeah.
are like the poster child for Pilates. Like you win, you get toe socks and water bottles or all the things because you've gamified it.
Yeah, I know. It's been hard because Pilates is something I go to typically 5 to 6 times a week. It's just away from my phone, away from everything, just focusing on my body. And so the first few weeks of recovery were very hard because I couldn't really do any of the things that I usually do for my mental health, including walking, being outside
Yeah.
much. I mean, I could, but I was like keeled over.
But you
Um,
did eventually start to train.
I did start to train, yes. So when I was, it's probably my first week back at work. No, couldn't have been. The week before I went back to work, I started training because I had committed to going to a rave with my older sister because Lordy Lordy, she's still raving at 40.
So Alana and I are very different. She's more like Hamptons Folk Fest, and I'm more like boho rocker raver. Like, like you like the like
I like the festivals where you can like sit at the back and like in a chair
music
and
ends
just
by
kind of groove.
midnight.
Yeah, music ends by midnight. You can go
But okay,
home.
so wait, so Alana, after last year's Bass Coast, so it's a music festival called Bass Coast. I love it. I went to the very first one in 2008. I've been going off and on for 17 years. I didn't think I'd ever be able to go again. It's like an art and electronic festival. It's more than just a rave. Like it's
Hmm.
community, it's like on a river. Like there's a lot of elements to it. And also so being sober, like it's a very different experience than when I was younger. But last year, I mean, a few years ago, I had tickets, but it was right after the pandemic and everyone died. And I was like, I don't think I can ever go again. I just didn't think I could have fun. But last year, I felt like I was ready to try going again. And I ended up going for 2 nights. You can go like up to 5 nights. And I had so much fun and I felt like myself again and that I was home. And our cousin from California comes up and some of her friends come up. And so we all just decided, and one of our other friends, just turned 40. So we decided that we were going to go this year and it was going to be my birthday party kickoff and like mine and Alex's like Lordy Lordy still raving at 40 plus theme. And so I said to Alana, it's time to call in a favor. I've come to Kelly Clarkson. I've given you an enema. Time for you to skip Folk Fest in Winnipeg and come to a rave. So when Alana said that she was having her surgery, I said, you might not be okay. Like you can cancel coming. Just you have to let me know because I want to like this was not a affordable weekend and there's a lot of time and energy and invested into it. And I gave her an out how many times? Like 3 or 4 times, but Alana was determined in her post-op
Yeah, I was
state. Yeah.
ready. I was ready and willing.
So you trained for the rave
I trained. I had to miss one of my really good friends' weddings, and I was like, I am not missing my only other plan this summer.
and your only sisters.
And my only family's
Okay. I love that.
birthday.
And
So I
okay.
started training.
So she trained. She every day she'd go on a walk and it got longer and longer and longer. And what I have to say is like the way I like to go to festivals, like I don't want like we did 3 nights because we showed up on early to set up, but we glamp. So we show up and
Mhm.
everything's set up for us. We're near the stages. I have a foot issue. I injured my foot I'm dealing with it now, but I was wearing like my orthotics and my physio tape and Advil. And like we like our sleep, even though it's like very loud and it gets really hot in the morning there, but because we're at like, there's music for what, 20 hours, 18 hours. But knowing Alana was spending a lot of time horizontal and that like sitting is my passion, I invested in an inflatable couch that also turns into a bed. And Alana spent a lot of time on it, but we also brought it to a stage.
To ensure that I made it to the stage, Blair said, "You know what? We're going to bring the couch to the stage. You're going to get up. You can re lie down as soon as you get to the stage." So
Yeah.
we brought the couch and me to the stage because one day I was having pain and just needed to tap out.
And that's fine. So she tapped out. We made friends. People kept sitting because they thought it was part of like the festival, which it was. Like we are the installation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so bass couch.
Base couch
But okay,
where,
so how was your first like festival rave? Like, let me tell you, we got back and Alana and I decided we're now going to have Life Week because we have
yeah.
Grief Week, and almost on the opposite end of the calendar is Base Coast. And I'm like, next year, come longer, and then after Base Coast, we can go out to our lake spot and like decompress, be off the grid, like really like live and be and like not be connected. And Base Coast is kind of like where those neurodivergent, really fun people come to like get as wild as they want, like costumes and like making new friends. And it's just like such a good group of people. So I'm like, why don't we just do it next year and call it Life Week? So literally right when Alana gets home and they announce tickets, do you get your ticket? Did you get the tickets yet? I'm like, and you've actually asked me twice. I'm like, she wants to rave. So how, it wasn't a bad time, minus the surgery holes, the healing.
Yeah.
How was your first rave?
It was wonderful.
So
Can I tell you my favorite part? Can you guess my favorite part?
the Survivor game?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the fact that I ate like tacos 3 times a day.
Well, that would be your favorite part.
Well, yeah, I guess that'd be. No, it's not my favorite part. Okay, let's talk about the Survivor game.
Okay, so the theme of this festival was wild things, and there was different art installations. And I'm walking by and I see this two like snake looking thing with a, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm going to not
A
describe it.
game.
A game. And I'm and I look at someone who's like just like watching people do it. I'm like, "Are you the artist?" And she was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "This reminds me of Survivor." And she was like, it was inspired by Survivor. And then I talked to her for like 10 minutes about Survivor. And I don't think she really wanted to talk about Survivor, but I'm sorry, that's what happens when you come across me and there's like
And
you
Alana's a super
something
fan.
Survivor. And I'm
Yeah,
a super fan. So then I played it the next day and it was hard.
it was hard.
I am not meant for, well, maybe in different circumstances I'd be meant for Survivor. But that was my favorite part. The art was honestly, I think, the coolest part for me. I mean, obviously, like being with you,
But you couldn't dance. Like,
but I
you
couldn't
tried.
dance and
Like,
I
that's for
like to
next year.
dance.
And the costumes,
Yeah.
like the people washing is like amazing. And like the people camping next to us. Oh my God. Shout out to Big Gay Al,
Yeah.
Georgie, and Robbie. Like we had just like the funniest little like group of people beside us and it was awesome. It was
Yeah, it was wonderful.
awesome. And our cousin
What
Jen
I
and
just,
Emily. It was just
yeah.
really fun. And so like, well, there's like science that shows like how dancing is so good for your mental health. And like I think being in that situation, like you get to it's a choose your own adventure. You get to do it however you want. There's a lot of sober people there. There's people who don't wear costumes. There's people who are only up during the day. There's some people who don't come out of their tents till night. And there's the river and then there's like some great food. There's talks. There's I did a booty love fitness class, which was so good. So good. I learned about muscles I didn't even know existed because I was sore the rest of the weekend. But like, I don't know. I'm really excited that your Life Week 2026 is coming back. Or I mean, I
Yeah.
guess it's
And
like,
you know what
but
is like pretty kismet about it?
but
It's the fifth anniversary of mom dying that year.
oh, and okay. So to wrap up the Base Coast portion of this,
Yes.
on Mom's deathbed, she said to me, "You're the older sister. You have to take care of Alana now." And I was like, that's a lot of fucking pressure. I didn't say that, but in my head, I'm like, that's like not fair to put on me because we're both adults. And it took me a couple years to bring it up to Alana, but we had this epiphany. We had this epiphany over the weekend that like that's the way I'm taking care of her is like bringing her to my like happy place, getting her an inflatable couch, making sure she's comfortable. And like I took care of her mom. I
You
showed
did.
her my
Yeah.
world and I made sure she was always sitting and lying down.
And that was her post-surgery care.
Yeah. So yeah, and like so that was the kickoff to my birthday, my August 8th. So
Wait. Hold up. Before we move on, what was your favorite part of Base Coast?
I think showing it to you.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I got to reunite with people like I haven't seen in decades or years, friends from Pemberton and Whistler and Vancouver and yeah, our cousin from California. We had a family
Hmm.
reunion.
That's so
So,
nice.
but yeah, like being able to bring you there because like we do live very different lives. And so like it's I didn't know how it was going to be for you. But like, yeah, I'm excited to see you in full health. So you cannot say yes to any more surgery before Base Coast.
No,
Okay.
no. I, I need like a good few month buffer
Yeah.
before.
So I'm turning 40 and like August 8th, 8th of the 8th, I was born at 1:43 p.m., which is like the code I love you, which is super cool. Like I think it's a Lionsgate manifestation portal. I used to really love my birthday. Like now I like my birthday, but I used to love it. But since mom and dad died, it's a bit harder. But for me, it signifies like a new decade. Like 30s were great, but also
Mhm.
really, really hard. Like I got married, I got engaged, like I had a lot of adventure, but it was a lot of dark night of the soul, a lot of grief, a lot of challenges, the pandemic and the miscarriage and a lot of death. And for me, 40s, like I'm never going to have a miscarriage again. My mom and dad are never going to die again in this lifetime. I'm never going to have to bury them. There's a lot of things that were so challenging that I know I'm never going to have to do again. And I know more challenges are coming. But for me, it's like 40 signifies like, okay, next decade, let's see what we
Mhm.
got. And I'm walking into it with like a flexible nervous system. And my main goal is like always looking for peace and like living a peaceful life. Like I want the rest of my life. And on the outside, it seems like I'm very like full on and chaotic but like internally, because everything I'm doing, I love. Like I have a crazy travel schedule coming up starting September for like grief trips and grief stuff and book stuff. But like I love that. And to me, that's not really chaotic. I want my compass to be peace. Is it getting me closer towards peace and happiness? Yes. I keep doing it. And so my 40s for me, it's like it's not even like a new chapter. It's like a whole new book. So I'm
Mhm.
really excited about that.
That's exciting. And it's only a couple weeks away.
Woohoo, woohoo. Yeah, so I guess this is a good time to mention like what you're listening to is I guess like we're not really doing seasons, but this is like a summer break.
Yeah.
A summer break. We're taking a break There's going to be a couple reruns of some really great episodes. And then we have a couple episodes about something coming up. Actually, this is a good time to talk about it. Mark your calendars, save the date. September 1st, we are launching our first gratitude challenge. There's a whole neuroscience behind a specific way to practice gratitude that rewires your brain to see the world in a more positive way. And we're doing a challenge, a free challenge for our community. Like, you just need to sign up for it, be a part of it. And there's a daily practice that will take you probably under a minute. So
Love that.
yeah. So towards the end of summer, a couple episodes are going to be focused on how to get ready for that. And so yeah, so August is going to have some light content, and then September 1st, we're starting a gratitude challenge. So who is excited? Me.
Me. That was
Yeah,
such a
and
little sister thing to do.
I think behind the scenes we're working on a lot of different things, and hopefully in the fall, well, no, in the fall we will have a really exciting update. I could feel it. But until
Hmm.
then, we've basically closed spots for Skin Deep Stories, Resilient A.F. Skin Deep Stories. This is a book showcasing your tattoos of resilience. This will be our fourth anthology, and the first one Alana's actually sharing a story with in.
Yeah.
And like the people's tattoos, and we have one scar, are just like the stories are so powerful, the ones that are coming in. And I'm so excited about this. It comes out December, early December, the first weekend of December. We're doing a big launch in New York with a billboard, and we're going to have like an art exhibit brunch. It's going to be amazing. And so that's exciting. And that's pretty much like if you want to be in it, you're going to have to wait till the next one. And we're also working on Resilient AF Stories of Resilience Volume 2 and
Hmm.
Volume 3. I mean, I got distracted by Lenny. That's her cat if you're not watching and you're listening. And we're still accepting stories for that. So, do you have a story of overcoming life's greatest challenge? It doesn't have to do with a tattoo or anything. We want to share your story. And this is going to be the last book of the anthologies for now. We're taking a pause and we don't know when we're going to be coming back with them because of some of the other things that are happening in our community. So,
Hmm.
reach out. The links are all below. If you want to be a part of this, set up a call.
Have you read my story yet?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just
Oh
excited.
my God,
I,
Alana,
I
I don't even
just,
have time to respond to your text messages right
yeah,
now.
that's true. When I wrote my story, um, I was just like really inspired and did it all at once. And I'm very proud of
And then
myself.
you made 45 TikToks, and I love it.
Yeah, I had like a very good spurt of creativity.
I love where you're at now. Like, I think like with like your surgery and your healing, in Base Coast, which it kind of like rewired your brain because that's what it does. It's like a reset. You came back more inspired and invigorated. And like maybe you can share with our listeners what you've been working on, like with the blog and the thing.
Yeah. So I have started to write blogs again. The goal is to release at least one to two a week. So I'm in the middle of my third. We released two last week, and that is exciting. Um, Another thing is we're bringing Pinterest back. I know Pinterest never went away, but it kind of laid in the back burner for me for quite some time. But if you follow the its global resilience community on Pinterest, then you get to see some pretty cool things. And then on TikTok, on our Griefy Gals, Griefy GALS, um, I've started to be motivated to post more. Some funny, some sweet,
But no, it's good. It's
all
good.
griefy.
So please like follow us, engage, share.
Please do. Yeah, I think it's the more people that know that we exist, the more we can spread our word and
Mm.
hear other people's stories.
Yeah, exactly. And so like yeah, so we have a lot going on in the background. And this is, I think, a good time in this season for us to pause, to have a few weeks to decompress because coming back in September, we have a lineup of like some, I'd say like famous people that are going to be on the show and new authors who are in Skin Deep Stories, who are in Volume 3. And there's going to be, more of us. And what I have also like something that I really love being a grief and resilience expert. I'm a coach, founder of this community, but something that I love, like besides motivational speaking, which is like I love it so, so much. Like when I'm standing in front of one person or a whole arena or stadium or theater and everything in between, it feels like I am standing in my purpose. But in April, when I went to Bali and helped Rachel co-facilitate a grief retreat, I was like, I am right where I'm meant to be. This is what I'm supposed to do. And so her and I have secured the next chunk of grief trips. And so if you are listening to this and you want to join us in Australia this November, please do. It's a 2 week grief trip. There's itineraries on the website. I'll put the link in the show notes for the grief trips. If you're concerned about the price, there is increasing access. So there are options to help you financially be on that. We still have a few spots left. And then I've been invited to also co-facilitate the Maldives. Is it Maldives or Maldives?
I don't know.
The Maldives.
The Maldives.
Maldives. I'm gonna say Maldives. Before mine and Alana's official grief week, I'll be doing a grief trip in the Maldives, which like is super exciting this February. So those are the next two trips that you can join me and Rachel on together. And then we also have a end of March, early April Bali trip we're doing together. End of next summer, so in a year. End of August, a Portugal trip, and we're working on building out a Morocco trip.
Oh
So
boy.
it's to me like it's amazing, like healing in community, healing with adventure. I mean, I went on my own unofficial grief trip, my Seek Play Slay. It's like Eat Pray Love, where I like helped open a children's center for at-risk youth in Ghana and saw a voodoo healer and did spells, and then went to Uganda to work with the Batwa and track gorillas in the jungle, and then went to Croatia for a business event. And Alana met me, and we pretended we were millionaires. And I'm still digging myself out of that debt. But by the time you hear this, maybe I'm going to be out of it. I don't know. So, that was like a really stacked trip, but I was trying to find the meaning and like it wasn't necessarily directed towards grief and healing. Where when I went on our first grief trip in Bali to co-facilitate, it was very special because it was tailored to community, to healing, to navigating grief. And it was just really amazing. And there were ages 23 to 61, all different types of grief, all different, some were very recent, some were many years ago. And it was just such a beautiful experience.
Wonderful.
Anything else? Oh, let's quickly do a cat update.
A
Okay.
catch up.
A cat chup. Okay. So I'll do, you start?
Okay, I'll start. Molly was sick. Now she's better, but it was really scary. They thought she might have a tumor. The x-ray didn't show anything. I think it was just an upper respiratory infection. But even if it is a tumor, there's nothing that can be done. So, I'm just hoping it is what it was. It was what it was. And Lenny is being a little Lenster. And he is currently, if I look behind me, he sleeps like in a loaf position sometimes. It's really funny. He's been wonderful as usual and doesn't know boundaries and is a little bit of a food goblin, but he's a sweetie pie and I just like lift him up every day and like nuzzle his tummy.
I
That's my
love
quick
that.
catch up. Quick catch up.
When Xena died, Xena was the first, Queen Xena. Xena was, I got her from a friend's barn when I was 19. Then I moved away at 21 and mom kept her. And then when mom was on her deathbed, was like, you have to take Xena. And I was like, I already have two cats, just you have to. And so I brought Xena all the way across Canada to Pemberton and then like moved her to Kamloops. Anyways, I'm cleaning, like I'm getting my life in order. Like, hello, ADHD meds, thank you. Like the
Mhm.
peace and the clarity I have, I'm getting like I got rid of paperwork from 2019, a lot of estate stuff. Hopefully I don't need it again. It's now gone. But anyways, look what I found. I found the piece of art you got of Xena.
Oh yeah, my friends got me that when Xena died because Xena died like 6 months after our mom did, and I was obviously very distraught. So my friends got me that, and mine lives in a frame
And mine lived in the bottom of a drawer until yesterday.
and will hopefully go into a frame.
I have a pile of like art I want to frame, like paintings like that, postcards, things I've bought in for my travels. I have a stack and I want to actually do a gallery wall and like, you know, basically like decoupage. I want to basically cover my walls with all my memories. I
Like a
like a good,
teenager.
yeah, like I like a, but in frames. I like a good gallery wall, but Shane is like opposite end, he'd like one piece of art. So my office, my rules.
My office has a gallery wall right here. You can't see it.
And so our cat's Duffy's good. Duffy had a bit of a health scare, but he's fine. He like I guess rebelled against like getting Frey, not Frey, Teddy. Frey's the dead cat.
Oh,
Teddy
no
and
way.
like Teddy was jumping in plants and like plant parts were falling off, and I think like Duffy just like ate a cactus and poisoned himself, but he's fine. And Teddy is an adventure cat. She like
Mm.
we got really lucky. She has a pretty cool demeanor. We take her to and from the lake, so she'll ride for 2.5 hours in the car, and a mix of on my shoulder, on my lap, in her carrier. I call it her basket. It has a patio, like opening patio, like a pop outs, so it makes like the carrier like bigger. And
Oh,
at the lake, she like has her spots. She likes to hang out. She sleeps in the bed with us, and if we take her out, we don't leave her out, but if we take her out, we put her on a leash, and she just sits in the grass, chases bugs, hangs out. And our neighbors, they all love, they come over and hang out, or she goes and hangs out with our neighbors. And so cat life is great. Teddy had like we're lucky with Teddy's personality, so she's been a gift. She's been medicine for me, healing
yeah.
the broken heart from.
You know what it is? It's the British cats.
Yeah, them Brits.
The Brits. Lenny
Them
the
Brits.
British short hair.
I
Teddy
love
the
that.
British long hair.
So any final words for this season, this chapter?
This chapter, happy summer.
Yeah.
Hopefully it is filled with whatever it needs to be filled with in the next little bit.
And if you're like, whoa, I just discovered you guys, like we have many episodes you can go back and listen to, and we
And
invite you to do that.
and if you really want to go back, go look up Radical Resilience, our very first podcast.
Yeah, and
You can hear us in deep grief.
the only reason we started this one was because we kind of changed our branding. But yeah, we have radical resilience. We have this. We have many episodes coming up. So we're still showing up every week. We're not going to be showing up with new recorded full episodes until September. But, you know, we're here for you. We have stories of resilience on our website, on our social media. Griefy Gals on TikTok. You can buy books on Amazon. We have Kindle. We have the print version. We're here to provide you that inspiration. We have clothing. We have so much to offer. And even more is coming down the pipeline, which has been very exciting. And so I guess a final note from me is like, find your peace. Like, what do you need to unwind? Like, what would life be like for you if you woke up feeling calm with no
Mm.
stress and anxiety? Do the things that bring you that and remove the things that you can that trigger the opposite feeling. And I invite you to try and find some peace this August.
Nice.
Yeah. And so thank you for tuning in to another episode of Resilient AF with Blair and Alana. We are so grateful for you. It is okay to not be okay. You're going to get through it. We are that lighthouse in the storm for you. And friends, just remember, you are Resilient AF. That's a wrap for another episode of Resilient AF with Blair and Alana. And thank you for listening. Are you feeling inspired to bounce forward?
Let's connect at theglobalresilienceproject.com, where you can read many stories of resilience, buy our books, shop our clothing line, learn more about how to strengthen your resilience muscle, be empowered, and more.
Remember, friends, you are Resilient AF.